and welcome to Track by Track Reviews. This is Rory Sullivan, and today we're going to be talking about Josiah Wolf's album Jet Lag. Josiah Wolf you may or may not know from the band Y. He's the drummer or percussionist. He's in that band with his brother Yoni, who's a pretty interesting guy. The way Yoni writes songs is pretty much unique to anybody I've ever heard. He really lets you into his mind. And when I say that, I realize that's said about a lot of songwriters, but it's bullshit when it's said about other people. I mean, think about it. We all think things in our head that are really fucked up and weird, but we would never tell people about them, let alone write it in a song and record it. For example, here's some of his lyrics. Stalker's my whole style, and if I get caught, I'll deny. In Berlin, I saw two men fuck in a dark corner of a basketball court. It feels exciting, touching your handwriting, getting horny by reading it, and repeating poor me. Songwriters don't really let you fully into their mind when they write a song. They know if they do, people might lose respect for them or think they're weird or something. Everyone knows this, including Yoni, but he does it anyway, and that's why he's so unique. So having never heard anything from Josiah Wolf, and being related to Yoni, I didn't really know what to expect. It could have been just straight indie, or it could have been a hip-hop record, or something completely different. Well, this turned out ultimately to be a pretty straightforward indie record, and besides the vocal similarities between Yoni and Josiah, the singing style is totally different, and the music is nothing like Y. So like I said, this is a pretty straight indie record. It's got the acoustic guitars, pretty simple melodies, personal lyrics, and his signature xylophone playing. And it's also got this really nice charm to it that makes Josiah seem like a really relatable and nice guy. He wrote this album after the end of an 11-year relationship, so he's doing a lot of reflecting, a lot of thinking back, which is something I think anybody would do. So you really feel for the guy, and I personally fell pretty hard for the mood he created with this album. So let's go on and go track by track and check this one out. The album starts off with a song called The Trailer and the Truck, and this song opens with a kind of a quirky xylophone. It has a real innocent sound to it though also. Then all of a sudden there's this unexpected eruption of drums, which is rhythmically copied by a bass guitar. And the rhythm of this is kind of odd. It seems out of time with the xylophone, but in time with the singing. I'm not totally sure how that works, but it sounds really cool. And then we hear Josiah's voice for the first time. He took vocal lessons in secret, didn't tell his brother or anything. And in classic indie style, he's straining to hit the high notes, but like I said, it's indie, so it sort of fits with the record. That you should run from here. And this track foreshadows an innocent charm that's going to be present throughout the rest of the album. The next track is called Master Cleanse, California, and with this song came something unexpected. I hear a little Beach Boys in this song, actually. The chorus definitely reminds me of the Beach Boys, or maybe just Brian Wilson, with mention of California through high-pitched harmonies. The song itself is pretty simple, instrumentally, lyrically, and melodically, but it's still pretty chill and very satisfying. The next track is called The Opposite of Breathing. This is one of my favorite tracks on the album. It's just such a bittersweet song. I just love how it unfolds. Each section of the song changes into like a different melody. And the very last melody of the song is just kind of oohs and ahs from a female voice. I'm not sure who it is. But it just sounds so beautiful, and it encapsulates the entire mood of the song just right there.
The tinfoil spins, put your spirit on me. I want your blessing. Whoever you are, who has the power to give me a name for whatever I am.
The next song is called The New Car, and this is where Wolf really gets into him and his wife slowly separating and getting further apart. He talks about his wife buying a new car to help with the separation. Then he mentions a lot in this song that his wife tells him not to talk, that him talking actually makes her angry. And then he delivers this line, "But when you told me that I wasted your 20s, I didn't know what to say." And that just breaks your heart. You really feel for him. This song is just so full of heart, it's hard not to like. The next song is called Skull in the Ice, and in this song Josiah reveals the meaning of the title of the album, Jet Lag. He says, quote, "For 11 years we didn't touch another, and now I can't sleep, 'cause it's the kind of jet lag that makes a man want to weep," end quote. And it's these kind of songs that deliver emotions without doing it in an overdramatic way or an emo way that really appeal to me. He says how he feels without coming off as whiny. The next song is called The Apartment, and in this song Josiah sort of gets into accepting that it's over and moving on. He talks about how his apartment smells like divorce, and then he gives the lyric, "And I said for now, you said savior for now." And the chorus has a really catchy hook of somewhat upbeat na-na-nas that make you feel a little more hopeful. The next song is called That Kind of Man, and this is probably one of the most heartfelt songs on the album. It sort of reminds me of a John Bryan song a little bit, and there's this pleasing little part that sounds like it's a closed vibraphone or something, I'm not really sure. He says, quote, "I still want to see you again, I guess I'm that kind of man," end quote. So everything's done and now he's just alone, sort of longing for something that doesn't exist anymore. The next song is called Ohio Ho, I think that's how you pronounce it. This is another great track with a good melody, slowly builds. This song's a little less heart and a little more focused on instrumentation. It's one of the few powerful breaks of the album. The next song is called Is the Body Hung? This is probably one of my least favorite tracks on the album. I'm not saying it sucks or anything. It's nice, it's just a little boring. He says, quote, "He needs some time away from this race. We drank the best wine, now we're walking in place," end quote. So he's once again just trying to forget and trying to move on. The next track is called In the Seam. Not a whole lot to say about this song. It's really catchy. It's pretty fun, actually. Sad, of course, but there's a nice upbeat hook thrown in there that kind of reminds me of early The Who in a Happy Jack sort of way. The next song is called Gravity Defied. I'm not going to say a whole lot about this song. I'm just going to play the chorus because it is amazing.
This is what I missed, the entropy of us.
I just really like that. The next song on the album is called The One Sign. This is the last track on the album. It's the closer. And I'd say it sums up everything pretty good. He refers back to the album title of Jet Lag. He says, quote, "The plane was shaking, and they said, 'Please take your seats,' but disobedient like sleep that kept on standing." I liked this album a lot, actually. I do have to admit, you have to be in a certain mood to listen to this. It's kind of a downer. But like I said, he writes the songs and delivers them in a way that isn't over dramatic, and he also doesn't do that "we're broken up now so fuck you" sort of thing. I mean, yeah, this album's a downer, but there are some really catchy songs that you can listen to and enjoy out of the context of the album. And it seems like somewhere along the line, liking this kind of album became uncool. Like, it's just straight indie. There's not a whole lot of electronic sounds or experimentation or anything like that. And there's gonna be the people that are saying, "Oh, another breakup album." Which, yeah, breakup albums are really hit or miss. I thought this one was a hit, but I think a lot of people are going to write it off as a miss. He does say a couple things in the lyrics that are a little cheesy, but really he's just wearing his heart on his sleeves and being genuine. And my thought's always been that if it's cheesy but true, then say it. Anyway, I'm going to give this one a 7.5 out of 10. Like I said, I think a lot of people would probably say that's a little high, but if you liked what you heard in this review, then check it out because it's definitely worth your time. And that's my review of, once again, Josiah Wolf's album Jet Lag. Leave comments, subscribe, and tell me what you think. I'd like to thank Sean at Anticon Records for allowing us to use sample clips from the album. And my name is Rory Sullivan, and this has been Track by Track Reviews.